I'm Alessandra Pilar de Loritos, together with my partner Jim L. Mosilverio.
And today we will be discussing our thesis entitled Adsorption of Ibuprofen in Aqueous Solution using alkali pre-treated goethite impregnated with chitosan. And of course, this was led by our thesis advisor, Engineer Luis Grace Ardeta. Pharmaceutical products as pollutants pose a significant environmental threat, harming ecosystems and human health even at low concentrations. Ibuprofen, as one of the pharmaceutical pollutants, significantly contributes into wastewater pollution, posing risks to environment and public health. Studies have shown that ibuprofen can achieve over 94% removal efficiency compared to other pharmaceutical active compounds. A study have also shown that using a silicon nanocomposites with aminosilin properties achieve a 97% ibuprofen removal. It was also determined by another study that a ratio of 2 is to 1 of chitosan beads and activated carbon showed effective regeneration with minimal activity loss over multiple uses.
And with that, the objectives of this study are to create a chitosan-based adsorbent, specifically alkali pre-treated, goethite impregnated in chitosan, and to determine the adsorption capacity of the adsorbent in varying pH and temperature. This study aligns with the following SDG. First is SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation. The presence of ibuprofen in water bodies threatens water quality and public health. Developing new adsorbent materials like alkali pre-treated goethite with chitosan helps remove ibuprofen and contributes to a sustainable and clean water supply. Next is SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. By minimizing the release of hazardous substances, our study helps reduce the ecological footprint of human activities. Next is the responsible waste management and treatment of pollutants contribute to a more sustainable environment. Lastly is SDG 14, Life Below Water. Protecting marine life is essential for global food security, climate regulation, and ecological balance. Our study helps prevent pharmaceutical accumulation in bodies, preserving health marine environments.
Now, for our review of literature. First is the ibuprofen as contaminant. The toxicity studies of ibuprofen shows that this contaminant does pose threat to the environment as it also affects the aquatic wildlife. As a comparative study was conducted that focuses on the toxicity of ibuprofen as a contaminant, and it was observed that it produced an adverse effect to aquatic wildlife with 10 to 100 milligrams per liter of ibuprofen. It was also observed that there were changes from behavior, growth rate, and reproduction of aquatic wildlife. Next is the comparative study of different adsorbents. First, a study have used a superpragmatic based silicon nanocomposites functionalized with aminosilin as their adsorbent have shown high efficacy in removing pollutants like ibuprofen, acetaminophen, and streptomycin, achieving a 97% removal rate for ibuprofen. Another study has shown that a 2 is to 1 ratio of chitosan beads and activated carbon has demonstrated a maximum adsorption capacity of 165.33 milligrams per gram at 323 Kelvin. This composites this composite is also regenerative over 10 cycles, proving to be a sustainable and cost-effective adsorbent. Next, a study of Congo red dye adsorption was done to assess the effect of alkali treatment of goethite impregnated in chitosan in the adsorption capacity. It was found out that a treatment of zero point 0.2 molar NaOH improved the maximum adsorption capacity by 58% with 1,641.96 mg per gram, while untreated adsorbent was only at 1,040.54 mg per gram. And for our methodology, this is the general flow of the experiment, in which first is the formulation of goethite particles wherein ferric chloride hexahydrate was reacted with NaOH. And for second is the synthesis of goethite particles with chitosan. And next is the alkali treatment, followed by the preparation of ibuprofen solution, followed by the biosorption experiment, which will be explained on a later slide. And next is the characterization of the adsorbent using FTIR and SEM. And next is the UVV spectrophotometry analysis to determine the final concentration of the ibuprofen after biosorption experiment. This is now the step-by-step procedure of batch experiment. First is to transfer the adsorbent along with the aqueous solution, which is a 40 milligram per liter of ibuprofen concentration, onto test tubes, and was then placed inside a water bath shaker that was run at 200 RPM for 200 minutes. And after that, the extract was then filtered using a filter paper and then was then subjected to UVV's spectrophotometry analysis.
In this study, the FTIR spectrum of the chitosan sample confirms, confirms its structural composition through characteristic absorption bands. The broad band at 3,200 to 3,500 per centimeter indicates O single bond H and N single bond H, stretching highlighting the presence of hydroxyl and amine groups, which contribute to chitosan's hydrophilicity. A distinct peak at approximately 1,650 per centimeter corresponds to C double band O. Stretching of am- amide 1 signifying residual acetyl groups from partial deacetylation, while the peak around 1,550 per centimeter is attributed to N single bond H. Bending of amide 2, strong absorption peaks between 1,150 to 1,000 per centimeter, confirm glycosidic linkages in the polysaccharide backbones. Additionally, skeletal vibrations below 700 per centimeter further verify the polymeric structure. The intensity of amide 1 peak suggests partial deacetylation, and by analyzing its ratio to hydroxyl bands, the degree of deacetylation can be quantified, which is crucial in determining chitosan's applicability in biomedical, pharmaceutical, and environmental health. The SCM micrograph at 5 micrometer magnification reveals the surface morphology of the chitosan modified material before adsorption, showing significant structural changes due to chitosan incorporation. The observed increase in surface roughness and porosity aligns with previous study, suggesting enhanced adsorption capacity and mechanical stability. Notably, the presence of ridges and depressions indicates that chitosan may contribute to structural reinforcement, forming an interconnected matrix that could optimize mass transfer properties. However, while these surface modifications enhance functionality for applications in water treatment and biomedical engineering, excessive irregularities may affect mechanical integrity, highlighting the need for further investigation into the material's durability under operational conditions. The SCM micrograph at 5 micrometer magnification reveals significant surface changes in the alkali pretreated goethite impregnated with chitosan after adsorption at pH 4. The surface morphology appears rough, stratified, and fractured, indicating substantial textural modifications due to the adsorption process. The increased surface area and irregular features suggest enhanced adsorption capacity, aligning with previous studies on chitosan-based composites. Additionally, cracks and surface irregularities may result from interactions with ibuprofen, potentially influencing both adsorption efficiency and mechanical stability. These findings support the idea that alkali pretreatment enhances porosity and introduces additional active sites improving the material's functional properties for adsorption-related applications. The SCM analysis of alkali pre-treated growth that impregnated with chitosan after adsorption in pH 5.5 reveals a smoother surface morphology compared to the adsorbent at pH 4. Since surface roughness influences adsorption capacity, it can be inferred that the absorption effects at pH 5.5 may be less pronounced. Previous studies on acrylic modified magnetic chitosan adsorbents have shown that increased porosity and roughness enhance adsorption performance, particularly for heavy metal ions. These findings emphasize the crucial role of surface morphology in optimizing the functionality of chitosan based adsorbents for effective pollutant removal. The SCM analysis of alkali pre-treated Gothat impregnated with chitosan after adsorption at pH 7 reveals minimal structural changes compared to the adsorbent before adsorption, suggesting a lower impact of ibuprofen treatment on the surface morphology. Since surface irregularities are often linked to higher adsorption capacities, it can be inferred that adsorption at pH 7 may be less effective. These findings align with studies on alkali modified chitosan composites where structural modifications have been shown to enhance adsorption performance. Similar research on zeolite chitosan iron composites demonstrated that increased porosity improves pollutant removal efficiency. This reinforces the importance of alkali pretreatment and chitosan impregnation in optimizing adsorbents for environmental applications.
Now, for the bioabsorption experiment results and discussion, this is a graph that shows an ibuprofen removal versus the final concentration of ibuprofen in the sample. From this data, it can be seen that it has a good regression of the line, which shows a good fit and a very good result. In our study, we tried to incorporate the adsorption capacity over the equilibrium concentration, which is the final concentration of the ibuprofen in the aqueous solution. It can be seen here that as we decrease the as the final concentration of the aqueous solution decreases, the adsorption capacity increases. However, it this might seem unordinary to some, but there are various parameters that could affect this behavior. This behavior that it has a negative slope, negative trend line slope that as we increase the equilibrium concentration, the adsorption capacity decreases. In previous slide, we have seen a decreasing slope in the adsorption capacity versus the equilibrium concentration. And this might be caused by pH and their respective temperature. And from this graph, it can be seen that pH has played a crucial role in the adsorption capacity as we decrease the pH. Regardless of temperature, the adsorption capacity also increases.
Scanning electron microscopy, or SCM, analysis revealed notable changes in surface morphology, including increased roughness, porosity, and microcracks, which contributed to enhanced adsorption performance. Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, or FTIR, confirmed the presence of key functional groups, specifically hydroxyl, amine, and carboxyl, which facilitated strong interactions between the ibuprofen molecules and the adsorbent surface. In pH 4 is highly recommended since it as we decrease the mass of the adsorbent, the adsorption capacity also increases. Increasing the temperature at pH 4 can also produce an advantageous effect for adsorption capacity. That brings us to the end of our presentation. We appreciate your time and attention, and we hope you find this discussion insightful. Thank you for listening.